ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलिताः येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shakti Party. So, Sangeeta Mataji, would you like to read the Gita Mahatmya? Gayatri Mataji, would you like to read this Gita Mahatmya? Reena Shri Mataji, would you like to try?
गीताय पुस्तकं यत्र नित्या पतश्च वर्तते तत्र सर्वाणि तीर्थानि प्रयगदिनि भूतले Sri Vaishnaviya Tantra Sara 40. All the holy places in this universe, such as Prayaga, are eternally present wherever the Gita, the eternal book of divine song, is present.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. So, between chapter 7 and chapter 12, it is a sense of Bhagavad Gita. So, Krishna tells here, we can attain Krishna, the Supreme, and the Supreme Lords tell that there are few holy places, holy rivers like Yamuna, Kaveri, Ganga. So all these are considered as a holy place. And the river which is in Vrindavana is called as a Shamakun, which is near Govardhana Hill. So similarly, it is mentioned in the Shastra that all the holy places like Mayapur, Vrindavan, Dwaraka, all these places are where Krishna plays his pastime. So Krishna play his leelas, his pastime. So all the place geographically is actually present in today's world, which is in the near New Delhi. We can see the place called Vrindavana. Still, it is now called as a Vrindavana. And all the holy places tell wherever the Gita is present, wherever you keep the Bhagavad Gita. So no matter where, all the holy places is actually represent there. So it's very important to keep the Bhagavad Gita. So wherever you keep the Bhagavad Gita, so that place will be changed as a holy place. So this is the word from Gita Mahatmya. So today we're going to chapter 8, attaining the Supreme. So yesterday we see about who surrendered to him and who does not surrender to him. Today we talk about how to reach him, how to reach Krishna, how to attain him. So what are the who are the four people who do not surrender to Krishna? Divya Mataji, would you like to try? Do you remember anything? Anyone would like to answer? There are four people who do not surrender to Krishna. And I'm very sure it is tested on a quiz.
The foolish
Yes.
person.
Yes. Grossly foolish. Yes, Arvindan Prabhu, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind,
Mankind.
whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, great scholar, but and the fourth one was people who partake in artistic nature.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That are the 4 people who do not surrender to Krishna. And who is the 4 people who surrender to Krishna? Any volunteer? Any other people than Arvind Prabhu? Please raise up your hand. So I will okay. Navamani Mataji, are you there?
The 4 people, the pious man, the distressed, the desirer of wealth, and the inquisitive.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, there are 4 people who surrender to Krishna. Those who are in distress, those who are in need to wealth, and those people who are inquisitive, and the people who are searching for the absolute truth or pious man. Thank you so much. I think Priya Mataji, Priya Nadesan Mataji. Would you like to read this sloka? Then I will go to Ashok Prabhu. Would you like to? Thank you.
Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samat bhavam yati nasti atra samsaya. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu. So Krishna telling here in the beginning of this chapter 8, Krishna telling Yati Nasti Atra Samshaya. The 4th verse you can see Yati Nasti Atra Samshaya. There is no doubt at all. By remembering him, we can attain Krishna Loka. Krishna promising here. So Krishna tell you, you will attain my nature. And Krishna never tell you will become me. Now that is a different theory, which is we want to merge to the God. No, that is not our philosophy. That is not the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. But there are outside people are telling that we will merge into the body of God or the impersonal Brahmana, Brahma Jyoti. We call as a Brahma Jyoti. I don't know how many of you all heard this, but people are claiming that we will merge into Brahma Jyoti. Is that false? It is not false. Their philosophy is correct. So, but in the universal form, in the universal chart, if we see, the Brahma Jyoti is considered a lower planet. So if we meditate upon the Brahma Jyoti, if we meditate upon the Brahma, a Brahman, so Brahman means they also have the same philosophy. They will also understand that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. Even the Brahma Jyotis knows, even the impersonalism, we call them as impersonalism. So Brahma Jyotis, people who meditate upon the Brahma, Brahman, not Brahma, Brahman, and who are meditating upon the light. They tell everything coming from the light. And Krishna telling here that light also is coming from me. That Brahman also is a part and parcel of me, is one of my energy. And yes, people who meditating that kind of things, that kind of Brahman, they will attain the Brahman. Yeah, there is for sure they will attain the Brahman, but they will be fall down again. Why they fall down? Because when our soul go to the Brahman or Brahma Jyoti or to the light, we will find nothing as there. We will find no association, no supreme Lord. Krishna tell, I will be never there. Even though the Brahman is there, the Brahma Jyoti is there, the light planet is there, but Krishna tell, I will be never inside that. So you will never find any association. You will never find any devotional service which is render service to the God. You will find never, there is no opportunity in that planet. So ultimately you have to take birth as a human being again. And that is the call. That's called as a yogis who fall down. In the chapter 5, we see that Arjuna asking, what if I practice this yoga system, but what if I fall down? So that people are called as a fallen yogis. They might be a great yogis. They might be meditate upon the Lord, but ultimately they have to come back again and find another way, which is this devotional service. So now Krishna is giving directly that you don't have to go this dhyana. No, you don't have to go. You straight away come to me by doing this bhakti. By doing or practicing this bhakti yoga, which is the topmost, you will be ultimately coming to me. You will never pass through or go through this planet, that planet. No. So you will be ultimately coming with me. So there is a people who actually practicing this bhakti yoga, they will have no intention of merging into the God. So there is no intention, or we will never desire for merging into the God. We don't want merging into the God body. That is not our philosophy. That is not the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. That is not philosophy of this Bhagavad Gita. So our main philosophy, our main teaching is do devotional service to Krishna. We cannot submerge into the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But yes, we have qualitatively same with Krishna's body, because we are also spirit soul. He is super soul, but we are spirit soul. We have to know the salt water, the one drop of salt water and the ocean have same quality. The one drop of salt water is also salty, and the ocean is also salt, right? But the volume of the salt contained in one drop of salt water is very different compared to the ocean. This is like a biological chemistry class, is it? But that is the analogy given by Srila Prabhupada. So we might be qualitatively same, but quantity, in the perspective of quantity, we are different. So we are Jivatma, and Krishna is Paramatma. We is Jiva, Krishna is Anu. Anu means big ocean. So one drop of sea water cannot be equal to the ocean, and Krishna is the ocean. We are just like one drop of sea water or ocean. So we have to understand that. And you can see this is the pastime of Bhishma Deva. So in the Bhishma Deva was sleeping in the bed arrow. Ambu padikela vande Bhishma Deva vandu paduttirukkaru. So actually Bhishma Deva is actually great Mahajan. Okay. After the Uttanarayana came, Krishna came. By seeing in front of him, Krishna, he left his body. Actually, Brahma Deva is one of the 12 Mahajan, and also he had a boon. Bhishma Deva vandu actually vandu Mahajan. There are 12 Mahajan. 12 Mahajans irukanga. அந்த 12 Mahajanல Bhishma Deva ஒரு Mahajan, and he is a great devotee of the Lord. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we can find that the glorification, the prayers that Bhishma Deva are praying to the Lord. So at the end of the life, he's going to die in the bed of arrow. He instructed Yudhishthira, like how Krishna instructed Bhishma Deva at the end of his life, going to leave his body. But the Bhishma Deva have one boon. Bhishma Devaருக்கு வந்து ஒரு வரம் இருந்துச்சு. என்ன வரம்னா, அவர் நினைச்சாதான் அவரோட உயிர் அவரோட உடம்புல இருந்து போகும். So by the willing of Bhishma Deva, only he can leave his body. So until that, no one can kill Bhishma Deva. Even you see, there are full of arrow in his body. இடமே இல்லாத அளவுக்கு வந்து அம்புங்கள் குத்தி இருக்கு அவரோட உடம்புல. ஆனா உயிர் போவே போவாது. ஏன்னா அவர் நினைச்சாதான் உயிர். So that's the great boon that the Bhishma Deva had. So what happened? He's going to die, but he still hold his life. Okay, he was in great pain, and he tell Yudhishthira, if you want me to die, ask Krishna come in front of you. So அவர் உயிர் ஓடுற நேரத்துல வந்து யூஸ்திரா கிட்ட சொல்றாரு, யூஸ்திராவே நீங்க கிருஷ்ணரை வந்து என் முன்னுக்கு கூட்டு வந்து நிப்பாட்டு, நான் என் உயிரை ஓடுறேன். So by seeing Krishna, by seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna showing his full form and he is leaving his body. So while that 12 days, Bhishma Deva actually sleep in his bed era. 12 நாள் வந்து பீஷ்ம தேவர் வந்து நம்பு படுக்கையில வந்து படுத்திருந்தார். And while that 12 days he was instructing Yudhishthira, because Krishna asked Bhishma Deva to instruct Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira also is laminating like Arjuna. Not only Arjuna is laminating confused, but even Yudhishthira. And who is Yudhishthira? Yudhishthira is the brother of all these 5 Pandavas. He is the brother of Arjuna. So Yudhishthira also becoming going the same lamentation like Arjuna went through before the war. So he considering that he's the causes for all this war. Yudhishthira thinking that I am the causes for all this war. But Krishna actually asked Bhishma Deva to instruct Yudhishthira, because Bhishma Deva know what is exactly going to happen. Bhishma Deva know that Duryodhana is going to lose the battle, even though this Bhishma Deva is on the side of Duryodhana. Bhishma Deva வந்து என்ன இருந்தாலும் துரியோதன் பக்தி இருந்தாலும் பீஷ்ம தேவருக்கு தெரியும் கிருஷ்ணர் அந்த பக்தி இருக்காரு, நம்மளுக்கு வெற்றி நிச்சயமே நம்ம பக்தி கிடையாது. But still because of that dharma, Bhishma Deva never give up. Bhishma Deva still fight on the side of Duryodhana. அந்த தர்மத்துக்காக பீஷ்ம தேவர் வந்து கொடுத்த சத்தியத்தை மீறக்கூடாதுன்ட்டு, even he know that Duryodhana is doing so much of wrong fault, but he still on the side of Duryodhana. And then the boon that Bhishma Deva have is actually is called as Ichya Mrityu, where he can choose the time of death. Even though he had such pain, but he was the first commenter in the Kurukshetra war. So now what happened? He's seeing Krishna and leaving his body. So he knows he is example of this verse. Ante kale chamamna samarana mukta kalevaram yati priyati sharman bhavan yati nasti atra samsaya. இறக்கும் தருவாயால யாரு பகவானோட ஞாபகத்தை ஹரியோட நாமத்தை சொல்றாவோ, கிருஷ்ண ப்ராமிசிங் that அவனே ஒருத்தன் என்கிட்ட வந்துடுவான். So it's very important, but it's not very easy to remember the Lord at the time of the death. So by complete practicing chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna tells you will definitely remember me at the time of death. And what happened? One did not remember Krishna at the time of death. Here Krishna giving Yohendran Prabhu, would you like to try? Rajeshwari Mataji.
Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam yajati ante kalavaram tam tam evaiti konteya sada tadbhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So whatever state of being one remembers when quitting the body, that we will attain that without fail. So Krishna tell, whatever you think at the time of death, this is very interesting, whatever you thinking at the time of death, I will give you the same as you per thinking. So Krishna will give you, Krishna tell, I will arrange that particular body that you want. If one man is thinking of his wife at the time of death, oh, I am leaving my wife, it is going to be, and he's worried about his wife, definitely at the next life he will get a body as a woman. If a frog, it's a example, an analogy given. Okay, the frog is eating the insect, so he was thinking of the insect, so the insect will think of frog. So in this way it will take body of frog. That's how evolution will happen. This is actually how evolution happens. So you might be saying that what is I thinking about money at the time of death, and you will of course Krishna will give you that opportunity, but maybe a cockroach in a bank locker, we don't know, it might be happening. Okay, so if someone leaving the body, you had an opportunity, you might be a doctor or whatsoever, so sit beside him and chant. So at that time you are doing a great service for the Lord, so he might be thinking of Krishna. So therefore anyone leaving this body, therefore the devotee will sit beside and chant, let you think about Hari, you don't worry about anything. Okay, because everything is temporary in this world. The next sloka, maybe I would like Kaushali Mataji, would you like to read? Sachin Prabhu. Sachin Prabhu, would you like to read? Or I'll go to Ramesh Prabhu. Would you like to read? Yes.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु माम् अनुस्मरयुज्याख मया अर्पिता मनो बुद्धिः मम निवेश्य तस्य आत्मस्तस्य. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So this is an example of the life is preparation, the death is examination. You have to prepare through the entire life. So Krishna clearing saying here that you don't know when you will die. You don't know when you will die. So in that case, you have to always remember me. You have to always remember Krishna. At the same time, do your duty. So Krishna telling Arjuna that you should think of me in the form of Krishna, at the same time carry a duty of fighting. So, and that duty you dedicate to me, and that activity you dedicate to me, and automatically, because when you work, you are working for the Lord, and automatically Krishna said, automatically your mind will attach to me. So in this case, we have to follow the instruction of Krishna. Then there is no doubt, Krishna said, there is no doubt, without doubt, no doubt, you don't have to doubt it. We have to be very great faith on the Lord, and definitely you will be come to me someday. Okay, the road is very slippery. We have to be careful. In that case, the life is very you don't know what's going to happen next day. So you have to be always conscious, thinking of Krishna, and thinking of Krishna at the time of death. Okay, Krishna tell, you will be always come to me. That is called as a Krishna consciousness. The Prabhupada named this society as a Krishna consciousness. The consciousness must be in Krishna. Okay, absolutely Krishna. So we have to prepare the surprise. For example, we have to prepare, if you want to sit for the exam, you have to prepare it earlier. So therefore, we have to prepare throughout the life by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hearing this Srimad Bhagavad, the story related to Krishna. the Harikatha. So in this case, I've got a story. I got a beautiful story for you all today. The story of, you see, the deer, a saintly person, and thinking the form of deer. This is the story of King Bharata Maharaj. So at the end of the class, I will tell the story. It's a very big story. So Krishna, this is another interesting sloka, another interesting verse that Krishna tells everything is temporary in this world. Shivani Nair Mataji, would you like to read? So I go to it. Yes. Mataji.
Can you hear?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah, I will try.
Yes, sure.
Mam upatya punarjanma dukalayam asaswatam napnuvanti mahatmani samsiddhim paramam gata. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Mam upayante punarjanma dukkha aliyam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanam samasiddhim paramagatha dukkha aliyam ashashvatam. So Krishna tells that this world is actually dukkha aliyam. Dukkha alayam means which is full of miseries. Dukkha means miseries. Alayam means world. So this world is full of dukkha alayam, full of miseries. And asasvatam. Asasvatam means temporary. So whatever, it is very related, it is very relevant and significant to today's world. Which is permanent? Name one thing is permanent in this world. Anyone? Whatever its problem, happiness, your car, your whatever, anything which is permanent in this world. Give one thing which is permanent in this world. Nothing is permanent, but there is only one thing is permanent, which is your soul. So that's why Krishna tells the spirit soul is eternal in the chapter 2. Okay. In the chapter 2, Krishna giving the characteristic of the soul, how the spirit soul, what is the characteristic of the spirit soul. And Krishna tells it is eternal. Eternal means that one is only eternal, but it's incommensurable, imperishable. It's always eternal because it is coming from the spiritual life. It is spiritual planet. So it is actually spiritual spark. The soul is actually part and parcel of Krishna, and that spirit soul is spiritual spark. That's the only thing is eternal. Other than that, it is temporary, not only temporary, full of misery. Name one thing which is ending in a good way. Name one thing. If you think that no, I am graduated, I am a degree holder, I am very happy now, that is make me happy, but you don't know that you have to pay your loan and you have to go for a work and you have to carry out responsibility. And you might saying that after I have going to work, I earn a lot, I will buy a car. That car is also not temporary. You might buy it now, you have to repay the loan. And then you don't know when the car will break down. Somehow later you have to sell the car or the car will come to the end. Same goes to everything in this material world. Everything. It's a temporary. So same goes to our problem in our life. This is temporary. Even happiness is also temporary. So in chapter 2, Krishna tells that this happiness and distress is like a winter and summer. It's a nice verses. I couldn't recall it. It is in a 2. I don't remember the verse, 2.40 something. Krishna tells that's this distress and happiness. This distress, this sad and happiness, this problem and happiness is actually like a winter and summer. One have to tolerate it. A saintly person is learn how to tolerate it. Those who learn how to tolerate it, will actually achieve liberation. Will actually achieve liberation. That is the symptoms of liberation. If you think this way, that everything is temporary. So when you had a problem, a big problem in life, if you think in this way that everything is temporary, the problem is also temporary. It is not the problem will go, but easy to deal. You will get the strength to face the difficulty. You will find the strength to actually face the problem. It is very easy to deal with the problem. It's not you should not deal. You also should deal with the problem, but you will get some encouragement. You know that this problem will be solved. This problem is temporary. So in this case, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna giving us so much of nice lessons. Dukkha, alayam, ashashwadam. But those who are attain me come to my spiritual planet. Oh, Arjuna, you don't have to worry. You will never return to this temporary world. Or else you have to entangled in this repeated birth and death. So that is actually our philosophy. One shouldn't take birth again in this material world. So which is material world? Which is material world? So up to in the next verse is Krishna telling that Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Ardantino Arjuna Ma Upayante tu Kaunteya Punar Janma Na Vidyate. So maybe Priya Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, would you like to try to read the sloka?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. Ya Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar
Arvitino.
Arjuna Ma Upeya Tu Kauteya Punar Janma Na Vidyate. Sorry if I'm wrong, Prabhu.
No problem.
From the highest,
yes, continue,
from the
Mataji.
highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of mystery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my border, O son of Kriti, never takes birth again. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you so much. So, which is material world? Krishna giving here that from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest. Which is the highest planet in this material world? There are 40 planetary systems in this one material world. So 40 planetary system. 14 உலகங்கள். So we might heard this verse that 14 உலகங்கள். So 14 planetary system, 7 planet of hell and 7 planet of heaven. So the topmost planet is actually called as a Brahmaloka. So a Brahma Bhuvanaloka. So Bhuvanaloka, a Brahma Bhuvanaloka means the topmost. The topmost planet is actually called as a Brahmaloka. So at the down, so the hell planet. So we are actually living in the middle. The earth is actually in the middle of these 7. So 7 up and 7 down. We are actually in the Bhagavatam. We can see the old planetary system, how actually this universe has been created, how the universes is actually, and who's maintaining the universe, what is actually the universe planet, how it's look like, and how it is coming from Vishnu, and how many planet is actually there. There are millions of planets. So here I going to tell about some calculation of Brahma Loka in our planet. So this is something which is related to scientific. Okay, so there is a 4 yugas. One is Satya Yuga, Tirtha Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. We have seen in chapter 4. Chapter 4 we have seen what are the 4 yugas and what are the regulative principles, the dharma that they have to do in all these 4 yugas. So all these 4 yugas is contain of 8 million, okay, 4.3 million years. 4.3 million years. So if one round is calling as a, if one round is calling as a one kalpa. So one kalpa equals to earthly calculation 4.3 billion something, million something, earthly planet, 4.3 million years. So Satya Yuga is last long for 1.8 million years. Treta Yuga 1.2 million years. Dwapara Yuga is 800,000 years, and Kali Yuga will last long for 400,000 years. So this Yuga will be last long for 400 plus thousand years. So now we have only go through 5,000 years ago. So remember, there are 300 plus thousand years we have to go through. So now itself, by seeing this WhatsApp video, we cannot tolerate it. So much of cruel, right? பெரிய அட்டுழியம் அநியாயம். இந்த 5000 வருஷம் தாண்டதுக்கே மண்டை வச்சுது நம்மளுக்கு. ஸோ இன்னும் 3.5 லட்சம் வருஷம் இருக்கு. We have another 300,000 years to go through. But don't worry, we will all die at the time. So one kalpa equal one round of this yuga. Okay, after this Kali Yuga will start back as a Satya Yuga, and then come Draupada Yuga. So after the end of Kali Yuga, there will be actually end, come to the end. அப்பதான் வந்து உலகம் அழியும். So at the time only Krishna will taking as a Kalki avatar and destroy everything. So that's called, and again Brahma, the Satya Yuga start. So 1000 of kalpa, one round it's equals to 4.3 billion years. And imagine 1,000 rounds of this yuga. 1,000 rounds of this yuga is considered one kalpa. Okay, one round of this yuga, which is 1,000 times of this yuga, that is only considered one kalpa. So remember, so 1,000 times of kalpa. Can you imagine? Can you calculate 1,000 of kalpa? Thousands of rounds equals to one kalpa, and imagine 1,000 kalpa equals to one day of Brahma. Can you imagine that? So equals to one day of one night of Brahma. So that's how the duration different from our loka and Brahma loka. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, even in Bhagavad Gita, there is a Prabhupada give exact calculation. It's a go to trillion years. It's not billion, it's trillion. The calculation goes to trillion. But Brahma is actually living for 100 years. Brahma have 100 lifespan. So according to Shastra, now the age of Brahma is 51. So there is only another halfway to go for Brahma. So Brahma's 100 days equals to one inhale and exhale of Vishnu. So can you imagine how Vishnu, can you imagine, this is a slight calculation of this universal planet. One inhale and exhale equals to 100 times of Brahma. So 1,000 of kalpa equals to just one day of Brahma. Imagine 100 years of Brahma equals to one inhale and exhale of Vishnu. So I inhale, everything goes in, and exhale, everything's come out. Brahma and all this universe. There is only not one universe. There are millions of universes coming through the body of Vishnu. So in one inhale and exhale, everything finished. 100 times of Brahma is finished. Our trillion years, I don't know what trillion years, but Prabhupada giving a nice, I have to do a homework, and I will present you in a PowerPoint slide. I will find the exact calculation and I will present it to you. So it's considered one inhale and exhale of Vishnu. So upper to Brahma, even you go to the Brahma Loka, Krishna tell, even you go to the Brahma Loka, you might be living there for 100 years according to the Brahma calculation. Okay, but somehow rather after the 100 years of Brahma you have to die. So even Brahma Loka we have to die. That's why Hiranyakashipu, when asking the boon that I don't want to die, so give me that boon, and Brahma say that Yanakum saavu irukka, I also have to die one day. So in that case, from the highest planet to material down to the lowest planet to the ant, if you're taking the birth of ant, you have to die. So all the places are miseries. All the places are miseries. Even Brahma are going through birth, going through death, going through disease, going through old age. So this is what the for human is actually going through. One, you are getting birth, then old age, you are getting old, then you will be get disease, then death. Even Queen Elizabeth, even Barack Obama, or whoever, Bill Gates, or whoever, the richest man in the world, the beauty of the man in the world, whoever, even Miss Universe or whatever you call, you have to go through these things. Birth, old age, disease, and death. There is no escape from this. So this is how law of material nature is working. So people are not believing in all these things, but actually this is true. The spiritual knowledge is very important that you have to go through this. So, but Krishna tells, but one who attain my abode, there is no birth, there is no death, there is no old age, there is no disease. So Krishna tells, you will be attain same quality like me. You will be eternally happy, full of knowledge, bliss. Krishna tells, full of knowledge, bliss, and eternal. You will be there as a eternal. There is no temporary, there is no mysteries. That is called as a Goloka Vrindavana, the topmost in the entire universe. That is the topmost. It's a Krishna Loka. We call as the Goloka Vrindavana. So once you remember Krishna at the time of death, Krishna tells you will attain my abode, my spiritual abode. There is a spiritual planet, but we all don't know about that. So this is the secret of Krishna consciousness. Maybe I can ask Shukashavi Masaji, you like to read?
Vedasu, Yajnasu, Tapashu, Chaiva, Daneshu, Yat Punya, Palam, Pradistam, Atyati, Tat Sarvam, Idam, Viditva, Yogi Param Stanam, Upaiti, Chatyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode.
Thank you, Mataji. So Krishna telling here, but just simply engage in my devotional service, you will actually go through or study, you will be actually equal to studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, giving charity, or pursue philosophical or fruity activity. So like giving a charity is very important, doing a big sacrifice is important, studying the Vedas is important, austerity is important, like how austerity doing by Hiranyakashipu, meditation, all this is important. But those who are simply engaged in my devotional service, it actually will go through. You don't have to do all this. It will be automatically equal. You will automatically satisfy for all these things. So devotional service starting with, and now there is a question where what is actually devotional service? Prabhu, from chapter 1 until now, you are telling devotional service, devotional service, devotional service. Now giving, actually what is devotional service? How to do this devotional service? There are 9 forms of devotional services. 9 bhakti tondongaloda angangal. We call that is Dhamma. So what is devotional service? So maybe I can. This is the verse from Srimad Bhagavad. Narration, Prabhu, would you like to read? Okay, Satish Kumar Prabhu.
Sure. Sri
Pralada.
Pradada Vacha Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dashyam Satyam Atma Nivedanam Idi Pum Sarpida Vishnu Bhaktis Sinnava Lakshana Kriteya Bhagavade Ada tanmanyatitam uttamam. Prahalada Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the Lord, the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offerings to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and soul. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So there are nine processes of devotional service in devotional service. So the first step of devotional service is actually hearing, and then comes chanting. So whatever you talk about the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord is considered as a chanting, and then you are remembering him. Hearing, chanting about transcendental holy name, form, quality, and paraphernalias and pastime of Vishnu is actually chanting, and then automatically coming remembering. So the first three is very important: hearing, chanting, and then automatically coming remembering. And then serving of the lotus feet. Number 4, offering Lord respectful worship, which is 16 types of paraphernalias. Then becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. So this is the 9th process of devotional services. So these devotional services, this is one example. So Krishna tells, even you do one of these, you don't have to do 9 days. You just have to engage in anything, one of these, you will actually come to me. So Krishna is so mercy. The Lord is so mercy. Krishna tells that even you engage in any one of these 9 processes, you will attain me. But this Krishna consciousness is teaching every 9 of these things. So one is hearing. Hearing, we give an example of Shavaranam. Sharvanam means you are listening. And this is how Parikshit Maharaj. So I have promised you all to talk about Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, this is a small story of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is a king which is come in the same lineage of Arjuna. So it's actually grandson of Arjuna. After Yudhishthira Maharaj is a son of Abhimanyu, and then come Abhimanyu's son is actually Parikshit Maharaj. Actually, Parikshit Maharaj see Krishna in the womb of his mother. He have seen Krishna. Okay, when Aswatthama wanted to release the Brahmastram, so Krishna, his mother, Parikshit mother, he have nowhere else to go. He comes to Krishna and asks for the protection. Now Krishna, I have only you to protect. The Brahmastram is come. Brahmastram is equals to 10,000 of nuclear. So now this world have 40 nucleus, 20 nucleus, and showing some fashion show. But now in Mahabharata, even one Brahmastram is equal to 10,000 of nuclear bomb. So that Brahmastra is coming towards the mother of Parikshit. I don't remember what's the mother of Parikshit. I think it's Uttarava. I don't know. Anyone remember what's the name, the wife name of Abhimanyu? Never mind, I will do on a homework. I will find it and tell you. So that is the mother of Parikshit. So when the Brahmastram is coming towards his mother, Parikshit mother goes to Krishna, towards Krishna and help ask for the guidance. And Krishna actually transfer into the smallest and go into the womb of the mother Parikshit and save and neutralize this Brahmastra. And that is how Parikshit Maharaj is actually seen the Lord. So after that, Yudhishthira is retired from the kingdom. After Yudhishthira have become king, And then he gives that particular kingdom to who? Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj was a very great king. He's a very great king, very saintly person, very well educated and a great warrior. He is ruling the kingdom very nicely. So one day he was going to the hunter. So Parikshit Maharaj வந்து யாரோட வம்சத்துல இருந்து வராருன்னா அர்ஜுனனோட வம்சத்துல இருந்து வராரு. ஸோ அர்ஜுனனோட பேரப்பையன் வந்து நம்ம சொல்லலாம். ஸோ அப்ப யுதிஷ்டிர மகாராஜ் வந்து இந்த பதவியை வந்து வயசான பிறகு வந்து இந்த பதவியை வந்து பரீட்சித் மகாராஜ் கொடுத்தோன்னே பரீட்சித் மகாராஜ் தான் வந்து அஸ்தினாபுரா வந்து ஆழ்ந்தார். இட்ஸ் நாட் ஓன்லி அஸ்தினாபுரா, பட் திஸ் வேதா சேஸ் தட் தி ஹோல் yes, Abhimanyu's wife name is Uttarava. Thank you, Arvindan Prabhu. Her name is Uttarava. So Parikshit Maharaj வந்து இந்த உலகத்தை வந்து பயங்கரமா ஆண்டார். அவர் சாதாரண மனசம் கிடையாது. It's a very wonderful great king. So one day ஒரு நாள் என்ன ஆச்சு, Parikshit Maharaj goes to forest to hunt. So usually Kshatriya means they have to hunt. So Parikshit Maharaj வந்து காட்டுக்கு வந்து வேட்டையாட போனார். அந்த வேட்டையாடுற நேரத்துல வந்து என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, அவர் ஒரு தண்ணி தாகம் எடுக்கிறதுனால அவர் வந்து ஒரு பிராமணன் வீட்டுக்கு போறாரு. So at the forest he feel very thirsty and he go into the house of a brahmana. And at that time brahmana was meditating. So அந்த டைம் வந்து ஒரு பிராமணன் வந்து தியானத்துல இருந்தார். And Parikshit Maharaj become very angry. I am a king and I am coming to your house. This is how you going to treat me? And he have put the death snake into the head of in the shoulder of the brahmana. So அவர் பார்த்துட்டு அந்த கோபத்துல வந்து கேட்கிறாரு, நான் ஒரு அரசன், நான் வீட்டுக்கு வந்திருக்கேன், இப்படிதான் வந்து தியானத்துல உட்காந்துருக்கியா? ஸோ அவர் அங்க இருக்கிற செத்த பாம்பை எடுத்து அந்த பிராமணனோட கழுத்துல போட்டாரு. So this by seeing that the brahmana was shocked. ஒரு செத்த பாம்பை நம்ம கழுத்துல போட்டா அதிர்ச்சி ஆயிரும். ஸோ அதை பார்த்து வந்து அது தியானத்துல இருந்து கலைஞ்சு அவர் மிகவும் வந்து எப்படி சொல்றது, மன உடைச்சலுக்கு ஆளாயிட்டார், ரொம்ப பயந்துட்டார். ஸோ he become frustrated. The brahmana become frustrated. And that scene is saw by the brahmana's son. ஸோ அந்த காட்சியை யார் பார்த்துட்டா, ஒரு அந்த பிராமணோட பையன் பார்த்துட்டான். And he immediately cursed the Parikshit Maharaj. Oh Parikshit, you will be bite by a snake and you will die in 7 days. ஸோ தூய பிராமணாவோட பையனோட வாக்கு வந்து அப்படியே பழிக்கும். அதனால அந்த பிராமணாவோட பையன் வந்து சாபம் விட்டுறான், 7 நாள்ல சாவணும், பாம்பு கொத்தி செத்துறான். So Parikshit Maharaj was actually confused. He never killed the boy. He started realizing why I am committing this kind of activity. நான் ஏன் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு செயலுக்கு ஆளாக? He was a great king. He was a very nice, kind. He have all the good attitude, but he was thinking why I am committing such an activity. So which means there is something which is waiting for me. So Parikshit Maharaj நினைக்கிறாரு, கண்டிப்பா எனக்கு ஒரு தகவல் இருக்கு, ஸோ அதனால எனக்கு ஒன்னும் ஒரு வேலை இருக்கு பாக்கியம் செய்யறதுக்குன்னு he immediately leaves that. As a king Parikshit, he can do, he even can kill the boy, he can even kill the brahmana, no one will ask him because he have that kind of power. But what Parikshit Maharaj tell, I going to die in 7 days, because whatever the brahmana boy tell going to happen, because they are pure. So he immediately renounced everything. He give up everything, his kingdom, his everything, his beautiful wife, everything. He give up, renounce everything. And what is the message is waiting for her? For him, he goes to the river Ganga, beside the river Ganga. ஸோ எனக்கு என்னமோ ஒன்று காத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கிற எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் ஒப்படைச்சிட்டு அவரு உடனே வந்து சன்னியாசி, ரினவுன்ஸ் ஆர்டர் ஆஃப் லைஃப் எடுத்துருவாரு. ஸோ ஒரு சன்னியாசி எடுத்துருவாரு. ஸோ வாட் ஷுட் ஐ டூ இன் தி 7 days? ஸோ now I going to die in 7 days. What should I do in these 7 days? ஸோ 7 நாள்ல நான் என்ன செய்யணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு கேள்வி பரீட்சித் மகாராஜ். ஸோ அந்த நதி ஓரமா, கங்கை நதி ஓரமா போய்கிட்டு இருக்கிற பரீட்சித் வந்து யாரை பாக்குறாரு? சுகதேவா கோஸ்வாமி. So Parikshit Maharaj, when taking the renounced order of life and goes to the side of river Ganga, he saw Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami. It's already 9 o'clock. Those who want to leave, yes, you can leave. So he see Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami is actually the son of Vyasadeva. Who is Vyasadeva actually? Vyasadeva, he is the one who write all these Vedas, Puranas, all the scripture is coming through from Vyasadeva. So in the disciple succession, we can see from Krishna to Brahma, to Brahma, to Brahma, to Vyasadeva, to Vyasadeva, to Narada, to and come until the disciple succession. So that's actually, it has been stated in Puranas that Vyasadeva is actually incarnation of God. பகவானோட ஒரு துளி அவதாரமும் தான் வியாசதேவர். And Vyasadeva is actually write all the scripture. எல்லா புராணங்களையும் வேதனையும் எழுந்தது Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is actually the father of Shukadeva Goswami. So Shukadeva Goswami's previous life is actually a parrot. So when Vyasadeva actually commenting this Srimad Bhagavatam, the autobiography of Srimad Bhagavatam is actually autobiography of the Lord. So when he narrating the Srimad Bhagavatam, all the other people will be asleep. But there is only one person, which is the parrot, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam Kada, is Harikada, hearing, and the next life he taking as a birth, as a human life. But he taking the life as a human birth in the womb of Vyasadeva's wife, which means Vyasadeva will come for the father of Shukadeva Goswami. And that parrot is actually Shukadeva Goswami. So 12 years. So usually after 9 months or 10 months, the baby will come out from the womb of the mother, right? But now Shukadeva Goswami stay for 12 years in the womb of his mother. Imagine 12 years. He don't want to come out because he already know that this material world is full of mysteries and full of is temporary. I don't want to come. But 12 years staying in the stomach of his mother, and the Lord himself come and appear. Oh Shukadeva Goswami, you can come out. You don't worry, you will be not an ordinary people because you already heard this Srimad Bhagavatam Kada. You will be a great king. You have a duty to do here. So please come out. So once come out, so usually a baby come out, but this one, the 12 years old boy come out from the stomach of his mother and immediately run to the forest. So no dress, nothing, is totally detached from his material body. He have no bodily consciousness. He's just walking through like a naked boy. And people are seeing, what is this color? But it actually is totally detached, which is no material attachment. So he goes to the Ganga, and that's how Parikshit Maharaj makes Shukadeva Goswami. And he takes Shukadeva Goswami as a guru and asking that I going to die in 7 days. What should I do? So Shukadeva Goswami, the first picture you can see that the Parikshit Maharaj is asking, the blue color form is a Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami is actually narrating the Srimad Bhagavatam Kada. So the only 7 days, for the 7 days, Parikshit Maharaj never eat, never drink, nothing. Simply hearing. Simply hearing. That's the devotional service we do. So Shukadeva Goswami is actually narrating the Srimad Bhagavatam. This Harikada. Harikada means the story of the glorification of the Lord. This Narasimha story, all these autobiography, scrutinizingly. Okay, so Parikshit Maharaj வந்து Shukadeva Goswami கேட்கும் போது நான் 7 நாள் என்ன செய்யணும்னு and Shukadeva Goswami இந்த பாகவதம் கதையை பகவானோட திருநாமத்தை பகவானோட லீலைகளை Parikshit Maharaj கிட்ட உபதேசம் பண்றாரு. And 7 நாள் வந்து தண்ணி இல்லாம தூக்கம் இல்லாம சாப்பாடு இல்லாம Parikshit Maharaj வந்து காது கொடுத்து கேட்கிறாரு. So only thing that Parikshit Maharaj is doing is listening. Like you all are very interest in listening. You all are just listening. So in this case, you all are listening. That is one of devotional service you all are doing now. Even though it's 1 hour, maybe Parikshit Maharaj 7 days, but there is no difference. So Parikshit, simply by hearing, the first devotional service is Shravanam. Shravanam is is listening. So this is the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Is simply by listening and he attained the spiritual abode. And one snake come at the end of the day and bite him and he's done. So, but he's attained the spiritual abode. The second one is Kirtanam. So the second picture you say Kirtanam. Kirtanam means one sing, chanting, talk about God, glorifying the Lord. listening to kirtan or reading the book, or all coming to the category of kirtana. So as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and singing the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So the first one is hearing, the second one we do is chanting or kirtana, we call as a kirtana, and then automatically coming as a remembering. So samaranam. So savaranam, kirtanam, Vishnu samaranam. So this is the first important thing. Savaranam, kirtanam, Vishnu samaranam. Samaranam means remembering, like how Prahlad Maharaj did. You all know the story of Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj is simply listening to the, simply remembering. He already listened here, because he listened to the story of Narada Muni when he is in the womb of his mother. So Narada Muni telling Vishnu, he already listening, and then always chanting the holy name of God and simply remembering. So when you do this hearing and kirtani, chanting, the remembrance automatically come. And archanam means deity worship in Draupadi Yuga. But we cannot do deity worship. You can see in this picture, a devotee is actually worshipping the deities of the Lord. So one is worshipping. So அதனாலதான் நம்மளோட இந்து மதத்துல வந்து நம்ம கருங்கல், அதாவது பகவானோட விக்கிரத்தை வச்சு வழிபடும். So even now in the temple, we see the some deities of Muruga, Lord Shiva, Lord Muruga, Lord Ganesha. We are worshipping that form because that is one of the devotional service. And we similarly we are worshipping the deity of Radha Krishna, Jagannath, Subhadra, Baladev, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We simply worshipping. So one of devotional service. That is not something mundane. Okay, and then Vandanam. Vandanam means glorifying. So one is glorifying the Lord. Oh, Lord is like this. Lord is pure. Lord is purity. Is the there are so much of glorification, like how Kunti Maharani. You see, Kunti Maharani, Mother Kunti is actually the mother of Pandava, is glorifying the Lord. Oh Krishna, when you are here with me, no one can touch us. You are the victorious. No, in every situation you are with us. Now you are going from us. Oh Krishna, please be with us. So this is something is glorification. This is sufficient, and Prabhupada established in many temples. Now we are glorifying the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita, by telling this Bhagavad Gita to you all, it's glorifying the Lord. So we are also doing that. And then Shakam. Shakam means Shakyam. Shakyam means Gopas. And Gopas, when Arjuna, they are they are not ordinary souls. Okay, they are pious. They are the activity of the pastimes of the Lord. Okay, and then Dashyam. Dashyam means serving the Lord. Serve the Lord, like Hanuman. Hanuman serves Ramachandra throughout his life with the heart and the soul into that service, like Hanuman is called as the Dashyam. And then Pada Shavanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. The eighth one is Pada Shavanam. Pada Shavanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, which is the goddess Lakshmi. Lakshmi's husband is actually Vishnu. Vishnu is sleeping in the ocean milk. Where is Adi Shesha, and Lakshmi is actually massaging the leg of Vishnu. This is Pada Shavanam. So we are serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. So for example, we are in Radhayatra, we are walking, and in Tulasi we are circumambulating the Tulasi. We actually, that is also all are serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. And Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana means like the Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj's story is a very big story. It's one of the incarnation of Lord as a Vamana. So he asking for the 3 feet of the 3 feet. Krishna asking for the 3 feet of his land, and Bali Maharaj says, okay, you can take. And he's grown up, and he taking the first step, and the second step, we don't know where he's going to put, because Krishna already grew up very, very big until he reached the topmost universe. So this is the 9th step of devotional service. One is hearing, one is chanting, one is remembering, one is serving the Lord, one is deity worship, one is glorifying the Lord, one is friendship. The Shakam of is friendship like Arjuna. So who is the most well-wisher of the living entity, is Krishna. Is the best friend of every soul. So we all are best friend of Krishna. And then serving the lotus feet of Krishna, which is Lakshmi Devi. And for the last one, the ninth is last one is Atmanimindana, which is giving the life for the Lord. So he giving the head, Bali Maharaj is giving the head to the Lord. So at the end of the day, Vamana Dev put the lotus feet in the head of Bali Maharaj. This is the ninth process. So the first one is starting from hearing. That is the most important, is hearing. You have to be a good listener. So by that comes chanting. So of all the different spiritual practices, the 9 form of bhakti, Shavaranam, Kirtanam, are the best because they have great potential. So the Shavaranam means listening, and Kirtanam means chanting, have the great potency to deliver Krishna and ecstasy love for him. We all have the dormant love for God because we are part and partial for the God. We are part and partial from the God. Number Bhagavanoda oru thuli anga. So in that case, we already have the dormant love. So we have to actually grow. We have to water the seed of the devotional service. How to water the devotional seed of the devotional service is by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So by chanting the holy name without offense, there are 10 offenses of chanting one's holy name. That is a deeper philosophy, but you all can start chanting. The beginner process is, even if it is offensive chanting, you can chant. And one very easily obtain the priceless treasure of Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema means the love of Krishna. So by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so this is actually Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the one who already read Bhagavad Gita. You all can start reading by Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the most auspicious literature among all these Vedas, Puranas. Bhagavata Purana is the topmost. So one who buys Srimad Bhagavatam, they are considered very pious and keep it at the home. You don't have to tell. All the problem will be solved. Yes, this is very, very true. I've experienced this in my life. So this is contained of 12 cantos, 18 volumes. So 18 books like this Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is very thick. So similarly like that, we have 18 types of 18 books. Okay, one set consider 18 set of books. So that's called as one set. One set contain of 18 volumes, which is 18 books. And it's have one canto 1, canto 2, canto 2, canto 3. It is contain 12 canto and available in all the language. So Srimad Bhagavatam is actually autobiography of the Lord. We all don't know. Okay, if we ask other religion where your God have come, they have no form of the Lord. They don't know from where the Lord has come. But here it is described detail. In detail, it is described that where the Lord has come, how the form of Lord, what is he doing, the autobiography. Even the worst prime minister, a very good prime minister in our world, a very good prime minister, very good kings in our world have a autobiography. Even our former prime minister is also very good. He himself also have a very nice autobiography. But what to talk about the Lord? So the Lord also have autobiography. And you want to know all these pastime of the Lord, it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. So one who read this Srimad Bhagavatam, they don't have to read other scripture, because all the philosophy, all the need of your life is contained in this Srimad Bhagavatam. வாழ்க்கைக்கு தேவையான அத்தனை கல்வியும் இந்த Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's how important Srimad Bhagavatam. So most of all, you all are very great learned, and you all love to reading. In first class, in the ice-breaking session, I heard Mataji's love to read. You can buy the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a content of 12 cantos, 18 volumes. You can now privately message me. I will guide you, and I will say the price. Okay, it's very auspicious to read Srimad Bhagavatam. But one, before reading Srimad Bhagavatam, must read Bhagavad Gita. That is the precondition. So without reading this Bhagavad Gita, it's very hard to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So the foundation is Bhagavad Gita. So Srimad Bhagavatam is like a candy. Wherever you bite the candy, it tastes very sweet. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita, wherever you start from, it is feel like nectar, amardam. It's like honey. But first, it is recommended to start from canto 1. So that's the requirement. But there is no other requirement. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam, you all must have in your house. So before we ending this session, the session is already ended. We can chant some Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yesterday we did for 15 times. Today we can go for 20 times. Okay, so you all are ready. So you all can unmute yourself, chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Shri Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
So this is Gita Kit, as you all know. Certification, please complete your quiz. I see many of you all attending the lecture, but not complete the quiz. It's for your certification. It's for your own good. So please fill up the quiz with the proper group name, group 18, and any question and answer. So those who are already late, you all can leave, and I will be here for 5 minutes. So you can actually ask questions. So thank you very much. This is the end of the session. We will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.